Have you ever been in a situation where a specification of a software feature was missing or not valid anymore? Did that occur already before the implementation or after? Or on the other hand, do you remember the days where piles of requirement documents were created before handing them over to the other team members to start development? Then you probably also remember the pain if things have to change during development or testing, often caused by misinterpretation of the requirements. An indication of good software is the ability to easily understand its purpose at all times. From a development perspective, this is well known in practices like test-driven development, but the same feature is true when it comes from a business perspective. Wouldn't it be great to have specifications and descriptions of software features in an understandable, readable, testable, and proven up-to-date way? Good documentation is very important in software development, and when your software is constantly evolving, the documentation needs to constantly evolve as well. Living documentation provides a way to describe your product in a way that can be used in all stages, from initial idea until after production. In all the stages in between, the documentation provides insight in the product and its status. This means the documentation retains its value. The reason it's called living is because it is always evolving. It's not just a static representation of the product at a specific moment in time. Everybody involved can use living documentation, because it uses natural language in combination with specific examples. We call this specification by example. The specifications can be used for development, testing, test automation, and status reporting. You will have one place that describes the product in understandable words, but it can also show the current status and possibly even automated test results. Living documentation is one of the key concepts of behavior-driven development, as shown in this example. In this example, we write down all the important information a feature needs to have. You write down especially for who this feature is important and what it should accomplish product-wise but also project-wise. Next, we write down the scenarios. Scenario: a password not long enough is rejected. Given a password that is 5 characters long, when the password is validated against the business rules, then the password is rejected because the length is not sufficient. With behavior-driven development, you never specify what is technically needed for a change, only how the result impacts the user's behavior. So you do not state when the password is filled in the top left password field, but you do state when the password is validated. This means that if, for instance, the front-end implementation changes, the specification itself does not have to be changed because there is no functional change. Because of this living documentation, using practices of behavior-driven development and specification by example ensures the requirements only describe functionality and stay up to date, no matter what fancy technical updates developers throw around, for instance to improve the user experience. Writing these specifications works best when it's a team effort. You can create the initial version in a session with, for instance, a requirements engineer, developer, and tester. The so-called 3 Amigos. This ensures the specifications are clear for everybody, technically possible and testable. It provides value for everybody involved and result in a better software that meets the expectations of the end user. Based on this shared understanding, the requirements engineer can write concise, unambiguous requirements. Also, developers and testers know exactly what the intended functionality is, without the risk of misinterpretations. If you also apply test automation, you can check if the specifications keep working as expected as the product evolves. Everybody is always up to speed with the current status. All the information is available all the time in one place as a single source of truth. Is it easy to adhere to this way of working? Honestly, it will take some time, and at first it can certainly be challenging. Some important questions to ask are: how can we record our specifications in a clear and concise way? How can we keep it simple and avoid any misunderstanding? However, in the long run, you will gain so much, as you will see your documentation comes to life. Now that's all. Now next time someone mentions living documentation, you at least know what it's about. Hey, me again. I hope you liked watching our video, and if you really did, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more. Also, if you would like to know a little bit more about Scrum, click on this video.